No,
Hi, it's
we
Matt
got
Miller.
cut off because we started too soon on the last video.
Disagree.
So,
We always start perfectly on time, Lauren. This is Matt Miller, culture editor at onmilwaukee.com and co-host of the FoodCrush podcast. Over to that direction is Lori Frederick, dining expert, food writer supreme, and also co-host of the FoodCrush podcast. Somebody's missing though, Lori. Where's
someone's
Paul?
like our guest. Oh,
No,
I do
where's
have a
Paul?
husband. I do have a husband, Paul, who's over yonder. You can see his hand.
It's kind of more like a tentacle right now.
Apparently. Would you like him to join us for this?
Yes, always.
All right. I will scooch. And
Hi, Paul.
there he
Hi,
is.
Matt.
And I brought my friend Coors Light, or not Coors Light. I would never. I'm a banquet beer man, but I.
Elixir of water. See.
Oh, you're taking this responsibly, whereas I am drinking a tasty beverage.
I have stuff to do yet today. So.
We're eating classic, tasty comfort food right now. We are eating chicken tenders, a whole bunch of stuff from Cream City Cluckery down at Pfizer Forum, down in the Deer District. It's their new kind of pop-up kitchen situation that they opened up in the midst of the sandwich. We'll get to that. And Lori, we talked about this a little bit in the past, how a lot of kind of restaurants are moving to these kind of like pop-up kitchens and things of that nature, and these kind of and not homeless kitchens, but like kind of these places that are kind of, let's figure out something small, something particular that we can do really well and just cook the heck out of that.
Yes. Yeah, I think we're seeing a move, and this is technically what you would call a ghost kitchen.
Yeah, that's the phrase. It wasn't a homeless kitchen.
Yeah. So, but in a way, I mean, these are kind of low budget operations that work on a small staff. They're never places where you will physically go in and eat. In fact, their presence is largely online. You order online. You might pick up. You might get it. In this case, you can get it delivered to you via a lot of different services, or you can pick up at the Fiserv. But there's like very little contact with the actual like space. So it sort of exists, without a real restaurant space.
And I went and picked up my food. Paul, you went and picked up your Lori's food. Mm-hmm. I don't have a gopher, Lori. Yeah. I have to do all my hard work on my own. And I thought it was pretty easy. I thought it was pretty seamless. If you've been to Pfizer Forum, if you know the kind of on Highland when you're coming down off of Old World 3rd Street, and you take that little curved road right by the Pfizer Forum Plaza. That's where you pick it up, and I thought it was pretty easy. I don't know, Paul, what your experience was like.
Yeah, I didn't. When I drove past the first time, I didn't see the big sign and the van, and
Well, that's on you, Paul. That's on you.
So I parked closer to Mater's, and then as I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh, there's a big sign that says this is where you pick up."
So, pro tip: look for the big sign.
Yeah.
Don't be like Paul. See a sign.
Yeah. Well, and we'll make this easy on you. We'll tell you. We'll repeat this at the end as well. But Cream City Cluckery is open like Tuesday through Saturday. They're open for lunch and dinner. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday it's 11 to 8, and Friday and Saturday it's 11 to 9. You look up Cream City Cluckery, just Google it, and they will come up. There's a website where you can go to order all your food, and yeah.
I mean, they already win an A+ with the name Cluckery. I didn't know that was a word, but now it's a part of my vocabulary. I'm just going to call all flocks of birds cluckeries from now on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that the calendar on my calendar to pick up here, it says cluck it was one of the things. And then
Yeah, good pun.
There we go.
I apologize if you can hear construction going on next door. Everyone in the suburbs is adding stuff to their homes.
Yeah, renovating their houses.
Yeah, I hope it's not too bad. Let me know if it is.
I hear nothing. So
perfect. So it'll just annoy me. Perfect. That's great. So I want to start with the mac and cheese because that's what I'm looking at, and I'm a big mac and cheese person. So we got some mac and cheese here.
This actually, I have mine open. This visually looks really, really good.
Yeah, there's a crumb top on it, which is a nice little touch.
Yeah, and typically with pre-made macaroni and cheese, you find that it looks kind of dried out because the noodles have a tendency to suck up all the cheese.
Yeah.
And this does not look that way. So this is good looking pretty okay right away.
I like it. You almost get even a little bit of a cheese stretch when I'm pulling it out.
And it tastes like real cheese.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see it, but I almost get a little bit of a cheese stretch when I pull it out, which is like the ultimate mac and cheese compliment.
Let's see. Well, and it's also indicative because you won't get that from like, oh, there is. Look at that.
Yeah, I don't look at that.
Look at
Look at
that.
that.
I got the cheese dangles. Overall, this is good. This is like if you made homemade mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And put it in a box and hawked it across town. This is what it would be like.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, I literally just got home from picking this up about 10 minutes ago, so it's still very fresh, it's still warm, so that's exciting. That's good.
Yeah,
it tastes really good. Certainly tastes better than like
panko topping is nice and crispy.
Yeah. And they don't
Oh.
putz with it too much. There's not like a bunch of extra ingredients in here that kind of like, it's good mac and cheese.
If you have kids, they would like this mac and cheese because it is pretty. It's no frills. It's really cheesy, and the noodles, the macaroni is not like super overcooked.
No, it's not mush,
which sometimes happens when you hold mac and cheese.
Yeah,
still some texture,
or just take away mac and cheese in general.
And it's not salty, overly salty. It's just the right amount of salty where it still tastes like cheese.
Yeah, this is a good start. I am pleased. More like Cream City Cheesery.
There we go. None of that cluckery.
Sorry. So we should probably move on because if we keep eating this, we won't have room for the main course.
Yes.
Though I will later. I will be back with mac and cheese.
So let's do
move on.
tenders.
I'm going to try the biscuit. I think we biscuited it up.
Right. Yeah, and these are cute little biscuits. They seem to have like a sticky sort of glaze, which I think might be sweet. Like, so they could be honey glazed. I thought they not look at the menu kind of on purpose because they sort of wanted to.
Yeah, they kind of look like the Red Lobster cheddar biscuits. They got like the rustic lump approach.
They're maybe 2 inches across.
Yeah, 2 inch and about the size of the palm of your hand, if you have normal sized hands.
If you have a small hand like mine.
All right, so shall we? Cheers, Lori.
It looks nice and flaky on the inside. Maybe you can see that. I don't know. Little.
Yeah, I think it's maybe a honey butter.
Yeah, so it has the sweetness of like, I don't know, the sweetness of the South.
Doughy, tender, not hard. They're not hockey pucks, which is good.
Nope, they're kind of yeah, and maybe not doughy as much as just really they have a nice moist crumb on the inside.
That's the word, crumb. It's got good crumb.
Good butter content. They taste like if you ordered biscuits with honey butter and spread it on there. This is the flavor profile.
Well, the honey butter is really great because I think without that, these would just be nice little. They'd be just nice little biscuits, but that honey butter makes them a little bit more special than that.
Paul is sitting here fingering on the honey butter.
It's good.
Yeah.
Paul approves. Paul approved.
Yeah.
Well, that's another one that I'm going to be eating, finishing up after we're off camera. So what were the hours again while we're chewing and swallowing, Lori?
The hours? They're open at 11 to 8, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and 11 to 9 on Friday and Saturday.
Perfect. And I mean, they're going to be open. Obviously, the Bucks are going to be starting up the playoffs, the official playoffs, I believe, this weekend. Yeah. So if you're down by Pfizer form, I don't think they've announced any official watch parties or anything of that nature. It's going to be kind of tricky, obviously, with the pandemic. You don't want to. Obviously, last year there were those cool moments of the massive crowd outside of Pfizer Forum. Can't do that again, but hopefully they'll be doing something similar to that, something safely distanced and kind of bring people together for that playoff run. So
there are some places to go to watch Bucks games that are broadcast. Like Major Goolsby's just opened.
Yeah, right, and I know we did a piece. A few weeks ago for opening day for the Brewers about sports bars with patios, and we'll be running another piece similar to that this week about sports bars with patios that you can watch the Bucks at, and because obviously being indoors can be a little tricky for people right now, but if you can find a patio with a TV with the game on, perfection.
Absolutely.
Almost.
Well, and we probably should let people know. So, Cream City Cluckery obviously specializes in chicken, but I have it on good information that they also are starting a fish fry on Fridays. So,
with the
might want to watch the menu for that.
Lord,
I think it's going to be a Friday fish fry because
Scoop, there it is.
The day of fish. So. All right. So I say chicken tenders. What say you?
I think we've been delaying the chicken tenders for long enough. Let's do it. Let's tenders this up. And now someone's mowing the lawn, so it's just great here in the suburb.
It's just a nice little verb.
Yeah, it's just great. It's just everybody's just deciding to run all their loudest machinery right when I'm live. So this is a surprise. I didn't know that it came with a side of tots.
A tots.
You get tots.
Yes. Tots.
All right, so this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like Popeyes, like a Popeyes approach to the chicken. Mm-hmm. It's a kind of cornflake crust on the outside, which that's my preferred chicken batter. If you're going to do a battered chicken, I do love that.
And there are 6 good-sized chicken tenders in here.
Yeah, it's a solid.
Yeah, I think I'm going to look up the pricing on this just to give people a sense of what.
Very fair. How do we stand on tots, Lori? What's our feelings on tots?
In terms of, collaboratively, I'm not sure if we have a feeling, but I like tater tots. But to me, they have to absolutely be really crispy on the outside.
Yeah, mine still have a decent crunch still. Mm-hmm. I will say, when I have a tater tot, I'd like the nostalgia of thinking back to when you were a kid and eating tater tots. But now that I'm an adult, I will say I think I'll take a fry over a tot. But that's a personal preference. The tots are still good. Of the tot world, this is a solid tot.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and we do have dipping sauces. So we have ranch. We have comeback sauce, the classic, slightly spicy Southern sauce. And we have honey mustard.
Okay.
You also have the option. You can pick sauces, or you can have the option of no sauce. If you just want your chicken tenders. I'm
normally a plain tender man. I like good tender. I'm gonna take this ranch and I'm gonna throw it away because I hate ranch. Ranch is the devil's food. So
we can't be anymore.
Ranch, comes with ranch. Lori, did you tender it up?
I just took my first bite because I want to eat it with. I would never eat it with the sauce first because you want to be able to eat the chicken tender.
And verdict?
It's good. Like mine. Okay, so mine has. I have had my box open a little too long.
Oh.
So they've cooled down a little bit more than I wanted them to, but that is on me. But I like the coating is crisp and remarkably light.
Yeah, it's not
like
heavy.
Look like they would potentially be really, really crusty.
Yeah. It's all flavorful. Like the outside isn't just crunchy coating. It's got flavor to it. It's got a nice kind of. I'm trying to figure out what the exact seasoning they have on there is, but there's flavor there.
Pretty classic.
You don't need the dips. I don't think this is chicken tenders that are desperate for dips.
They're not desperate for dips.
They are not desperate for dips. It is definitely chicken breast because you do have that, and they're real chicken breasts. They're not like the mechanized.
Yeah, the McDonald's mystery.
Like a McDonald's chicken nugget. So this is real chicken breast. And so you do have that sort of like chicken breast just naturally has a slightly more dry texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good white meat and good treatment. Like the chicken has been treated well and has flavor.
It's been complimented. Yeah.
Potentially been, I don't know, maybe it's been brined, but it's got a good moisture content.
I was going to say, it seems juicy. Like I was wondering if there was a brine going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And so, have you tried one of the sauces yet? Because they're not dire for dips.
I haven't. I'll try
that.
I'll take one for your team and try the ranch.
Yeah. Oh, what's this we're hearing? So Michelle mangling the last name, and I believe she's married to a former colleague of us, Jim Osworth. So it's very humiliating that I'm just tripping over the name. I'm going to blame the 5 sips I've had of my Coors for this. But did you get any with the dust flavoring? I really like the jalapeno beef flavor.
Oh, you can. So there is the option to have your tenders tossed in one of the dusts. So there's buffalo breath, jalapeno beer cheddar, and lemon pepper.
Ooh.
So I think that you really like the jalapeno beer. So that's good.
It's a different Michelle, conveniently enough. Michelle, thanks for watching. Yeah, there's another Jim and another Michelle out there. Small walkie strikes again.
Oh, indeed. But I think this is good because we're tasting the unadulterated chicken tenders.
Yes.
Which now that we've established that they are good, I would not hesitate to try them with any of the nuts.
I'm going to try the honey mustard first. The honey mustard's the darker one, right?
I'm going to avoid
the yellower one.
Oh.
The honey mustard is the yellowy one.
Okay, well that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not smart, Paul.
The ranch is a pretty classic, like, not overpoweringly herbal. It's a pretty classic, solid, middle-of-the-road ranch, I would say. And I'm eating with the tot, so I can actually taste the ranch.
Oh.
Good.
Gyms have met. And there's even an article on Milwaukee about it. That's great. Love to read that after I'm done here. You know, there's actually another Matt Miller spelled the same way in England who writes movie reviews. Yeah, he's like a super well-known critic over there. So I had an existential crisis finding out that I'm the second best Matt Miller in the world. So that's
the other Lori Frederick that I know exists gave me a little bit of trouble because she apparently has some financial fraud. So I often hope that our identities don't get screwed up because I would inherit a whole bunch of irresponsible money management that I don't.
I'm already irresponsible with my money. I don't need someone else's money irresponsibility.
So at least your namesake is in Great Britain for one, and apparently doing good in society for the other.
I like this honey mustard. It's got a little tart to it. It's got a little tang, that mustard tang. A little bit of honey to mellow it out.
It's more mustard forward than sweet, which I really like. Because sometimes they get a little bit cloying.
Yeah. And this is a weird thing to say, but I like the texture of the sauce. But sometimes you get some sauces and they're real gloopy. And this is kind of just like a nice real sauce.
Yeah, it's not too thin where it just drips off of it clings really nicely to the crannies.
Mm-hmm.
Batter. Oh.
Gotta love that crannies.
That comeback sauce is amazing.
All right, so what is this sauce? Combat?
Comeback.
What is in comeback sauce?
It's a traditional spicy sauce that's popular in a lot of places in the South. And you'll see it served with a variety of things. I'm sure there are people who know more about this than I do. But you'll find it, Maxie's Southern has a version of this. So it's a nice, spicy, peppery sauce, more savory than sweet.
Kind of a Cajun-y sauce, Cajun-esque.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's my sauce of choice.
It has some zip. I like it.
Yep, it's good.
And the batter.
I trade the other two.
The batter's really good because when you dip it, you still get crunch when you eat it. Mm-hmm. That's why I like the cornflake style crust, because that way you actually still get It tends to hold up its crunch a little bit
Unless
better.
you stand around with it in your hand and talk a lot, then it might get soggy. But yeah,
We keep eating these tenders, and honestly, I went into this thinking like it's chicken tenders. Chicken tenders are like pizza, where like even bad chicken tenders are good. Like I'm never gonna toss a chicken tender out of the house. But
chicken tenders are like the things that people feed their kids when they go out to dinner. You know, like at chain restaurants. So I did not come in with I didn't come in with expectations. I'm not typically a chicken tender person. I would go for like the fried chicken sandwich before I went for chicken tenders.
so speaking of,
But this was a nice touch. And for people, I guess, who don't like fried chicken with bones in it, which I would prefer to a tender, this is an easy way of eating it. It's good.
yeah, this is legitimately good. I'm very impressed because I think I was like you. I think, expectations were like, okay, it's a chicken tender. How good can it be? The answer is pretty darn good.
Yeah. Get rid of the frozen boxed ones from the grocery store for sure. Like if you
Get
are a
that
bachelor,
Purdue stuff out of your house.
and the six piece tenders box, which I think comes with I'll double check, but it comes with the tots. It's $10.
Yeah, which it's a lot of food.
You're not breaking the bank. I mean, I
No.
have a second stomach here to help me eat all of this, but that would be a really big portion. I probably could eat all of it, but
Yeah, I'm starting to get full, which is a good sign, which means, and I'm still eating, which is also a good sign.
that is
Okay,
a good
move on
sign.
to the chicken
Because you have
sandwich?
a sandwich, and I think some ooey gooey butter cake.
Oh, we got
Forward to that.
dessert.
So
So this is the chicken sandwich.
yes,
It's just chicken and what looks like either the honey mustard sauce or the comeback sauce.
Yeah. This is literally 3 chicken tenders that have been piled on the bun with pickles, and it does look like a light drizzling of comeback sauce.
Oh, are there pickles?
There are pickles.
All right, I'm going to de-pickle mine because I'm not a pickleman.
Maybe take one bite with a pickle.
No.
Come on,
It
Matt.
won't kill you.
The only pickle I like is an American pickle starring Seth Rogen, currently on HBO Max.
All right. So
Um,
the purpose of the pickle here is to take the top off of some of the richness of the fried food.
Lori,
So it has a purpose in the sandwich.
I know, I understand why it's there, but I still don't like it. It's like the appendix.
you
Like,
don't
I
know
know
you have-
it's there, but I don't like it.
I'm not asking you to eat a pickle by itself, but try it in the sandwich.
Just imagine, Lori, that I've put a pickle back onto the sandwich. Just imagine that I've done that.
I'm imagining that.
Okay.
Ooh, these pickles are good.
Mmm. Yeah, it really does cut through the fat. Salty brininess.
These are
Mm.
good pickles with a really nice showing of dill.
Yeah, I was going to say, even without the pickles on the sandwich, I can taste the essence of pickle.
You probably have a bit of pickle juice that has tainted your bun.
That's, don't talk about tainted buns, Lori.
Kind of.
But it has, it does add, if you don't like pickles, don't like the texture, you get that salty brininess that helps cut through, the fattiness of
So
chicken.
don't order it without pickles. Get it with the pickles. And
Order
then
it without pickles.
must. Or enjoy the beautiful elevated version of the sandwich with the pickles.
Take your pickles, take your ranch dipping sauce, and throw them into the sun. But this is good. I mean, obviously, it's not quite as good as the Popeyes chicken sandwich, which is the Holy Roman chicken sandwich.
No, but
It's up there.
okay. And it does really well. If you would put this, I mean, it's tough because I don't have a Popeyes chicken sandwich right here. That was an amazing chicken sandwich. That was juicy and amazing.
Well, and they had a softer
Nice,
bun,
crispy,
too.
crunchy.
They had a squishier
You
bun.
compete pretty well, though, in part because they're using the chicken tenders. So you have a really good, chicken to chicken batter crust ratio here,
Yeah,
which keeps it feeling really good and crispy.
yeah. I mean, it's the closest thing to the Popeyes chicken sandwich I've ever had. because like it has a similar coating. It's got a similar flavor. It's got that really good comeback sauce, which I imagine is probably like Popeye's sauce that they put on theirs.
This is better than the Popeye sauce, I will say. Which
I mean,
is
it's
good.
great. I'm going to put that on bread. I'm just going to dip bread into that after this.
Because Fiserv isn't a chain restaurant, so we should hold them to higher standards.
This is true.
They have good talent over there. A lot of people working really hard on their food, and even though they have to mass produce it, like in the arena,
yeah,
I think they do a fair job with higher quality ingredients and a little bit more of an eye for flavor.
I've liked all the food I've had at Pfizer Forum. It is definitely a food upgrade from the old Bradley Center. I mean, it's an upgrade across the board from the Bradley Center.
I would say there's not, you're never going to have 100% winners, but for stadium or arena food,
or the team on the field, no one's
good.
ever gone 72-0 in the regular season in the NBA.
No.
Can't all be winners. Sometimes you get the damn reaches on the court.
So do you have your option of sauce on the sandwich?
That's a good question.
Can you get cheese?
Paul. Let me scroll back to the... Oh, and then I'll give people the gist. So the crafted chicken sandwich, toasted bun. Oh, by the way, I did... The bun is nicely toasted. I did not mention that.
Toasted. I just got a really terrific bite.
Really, really important.
I just got a pure chicken bite, and it was heavenly.
Nope, it's just straight with the comeback sauce.
Okay, but I mean,
that's fair. I mean, you probably order a side of another.
I was going to say you can mix it up, throw some honey mustard on there too. Go nuts.
And I don't feel. Tell me how you feel about this, but Matt, I don't feel like if you are sensitive to spices, like you don't like spicy food, that the amount of comeback sauce on this sandwich is going to be objectionable to you.
No, the comeback sauce isn't what I'd call spicy. It's got a kick to it. It's got a little kick.
I would say don't order it separately and eat it on your tots, because that might be much for somebody who thinks that spicy food.
Yeah, it's Milwaukee hot in the best way possible.
But if you want more kick, get more of the sauce and put it on the sandwich, because that's probably,
All right, we got our first comment making a big buns joke. Great work. I appreciate that. And also, Amanda Adrianson, American Pickle. It's on HBO Max. I actually just watched it this week, and hopefully, stay tuned for a review on Milwaukee this week as well. Very weird movie. It's a very weird film, and it's already a movie about Seth Rogen getting pickled for 100 years.
Sorry, I hope you feel better, Amanda. Because,
Oh, I'm so sorry that you're, I'm so sorry, if you're looking for something to stream.
She said bellyache, but she was still making her hungry. So I guess that's good. That's good.
And also, if you're looking for a streaming recommendation, I've been watching Selling Sunset this week in preparation to do a new wine recap this weekend on Milwaukee. Tune in, 9:05, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night.
Nothing about the show, but a lot about wine.
It's an incredible show, Lori. It is immaculate track. It is my favorite of the Netflix reality shows that I've watched.
Which I typically have been not so fond of.
No, they're mostly bad. But this one is it's really fun. The characters are ridiculous. It's flashy. It knows that it's stupid, and it knows that it's here for drama. You get to look at some nice houses, and you get to want to punch rich people in the face.
Well, the self-awareness is good in terms of a reality show.
Yeah, because
where you lose is when you have this really weird kind of shitty show that you're not acknowledging as weird and shitty.
Yeah, well, that was my annoyance with Too Hot to Handle, is that it's this dumb, awful, ridiculous premise about putting attractive people on a beach and not letting them have sex. And then they tried to make it like a show about developing them as people. And I'm like, no one's here for this. I don't want to see these bros improve as humans. I want to see them trip over themselves.
Smell this. Smell this. What are you going to do? Or don't smell this. Don't smell it.
What is it?
Don't have sex on the island. Don't.
So confused, Lori. So confused. This sandwich is great. I'm very happy that I have so much food to eat after this live is over.
And I'm just reading this online, but there is indeed, the fish fry is on the menu.
Oh, snap.
It is on the menu for the Friday fish fry. 2 large pieces of beer battered cod, slaw, tots, and tartar sauce for a whopping $14. So
That's not too bad.
yeah, that falls squarely into the, and you can get extra tartar sauce for 50 cents if you are a tartar sauce fan.
If you
And
want a tartar harder.
also, and this is important, we didn't do this, but you can get Drink Wisconsin Blue Leinenkugel cans or 6-packs with your fish fry or with your chicken.
So
along
if you
with
don't have a banquet beer.
So and do, honestly, when you're supporting restaurants, do opt to buy alcohol. If you're going to drink alcohol with your meal, if you don't, that's fine too. But if you're going to drink alcohol with your meal, or you would have had alcohol had you gone there to eat, please order it with your carryout, because the margins on alcohol are much higher. That's where restaurants really make money. So order a cocktail, order a beer, order a bottle of wine. That is the best possible thing you can do to help. That's my small soapbox.
That's very smart. And you know what else is smart? Eating dessert.
You know what else is really smart? Like, nobody around here really serves Ooey Gooey butter cake.
Yeah. So this is Ooey Gooey butter cake.
Ooey Gooey butter cake is amazing.
It's very dense. I'm holding it in my hand right now, and it weighs. It is considerable.
It should have heft. It's got a lot of butter. I've eaten this. One of the best Ooey Gooey butter cakes I had was at the Reading Terminal Market in Philadelphia.
Oh.
Which is like this combination, I don't know, like food hall farmers market, like really kind of industrial. But they have awesome food in there, like a breakfast place that serves hopple popple. And there's a great little bakery that has cake like this.
All right. I'm going to just take a big old bite.
You need to make this.
I'm going to just take a big old unhinged jaw bite.
Oh, here, I'm going to eat it with a spork.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
This has a really thick layer of frosting. That's surprising.
Is that frosting on top?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was butter. Just pure
It's like a buttercream.
Mm.
If you take it off, it's very creamy.
Yeah. It's like a even more delectable pound cake.
I'm not going to let you have any of this.
Sucks to suck, Paul.
This sucks for Paul, because Paul...
I have mac and cheese. I'm just going to eat the mac and cheese then.
You have to try this. This is beautiful. There's such a lovely, salty, sweet component. It's a little on the sweeter side.
Well, and after all the food, I would recommend, if you're going to get the Ooey Gooey pound cake, I highly recommend maybe not ordering as much as we got.
Yeah. Ooey Gooey butter cake. I would say order this, wait an hour or two, and then enjoy it later.
Yeah.
Because the joy that you get, well, after eating all this food, and the joy I'm getting from this, in fact, I might do that. I might save half of this and taste it later.
And then put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top.
Gilding the lily.
I disagree.
I would do
I
that.
got a puppy who wants to say hi. He can come in. He's allowed now. I have a puppy who wants to say hi.
Okay, show of hands. How many people have had Ooey Gooey butter cake?
Hi, Charlie.
Like the real thing.
Hi, Charlie. I haven't. This is my first experience with Ooey Gooey cake. Bethy Graff has.
You got that. That's awesome. High five, Beth.
My dog is perplexed by all the food that he's sniffing right now.
I feel like this version has a little more of a frosting on it than some versions I've had.
Yeah, as someone who likes frosting, I'm fine with that.
I'm totally fine with this version, but it's definitely different from other recipes that I've had, or have made.
Yeah,
but it's good.
Not traditional, I would say. It's definitely its own thing. But very good.
I haven't eaten every Ooey Gooey butter cake out there either, so this could be
my gateway drug.
It should be your gateway drug. Your gateway drug.
Thanks a lot, Dear District. I was losing weight during this pandemic. Darn it.
Were you? I wasn't.
Wow. Actually,
that's not you look fat, Matt.
Well, I would hope so. But also, I've got that thing where like I lose track during the days during quarantine and during the shutdown.
Oh, that's right. You're a meat eater.
So I have like one meal a day.
On a regular day, he doesn't eat like all day long.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not smart.
He eats like all of his calories, I don't know, between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and whenever he goes to bed. Is that
So
how that
like about 3 o'clock at night. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I mainly just snack. It's a lot of snacking.
Mm.
I have a little puppy here, and he wants to say hi. Hi, it's Charlie.
hey, Charlie.
Charlie, what do you think of the food? What do you think? Oh, there he goes.
I don't trust
Shy.
Charlie's thoughts on the food, and Charlie probably shouldn't eat the food.
No, you can eat your dog food in 45 minutes. Okay, how's that?
Other
go?
things for his little puppy heart.
I know he's puppy heart. He got a big puppy heart.
Yeah.
I love my dog. Anyways, so Lori, what else do we have going on this week that people should read? It's time for some quick shameless plugging.
Gosh, what else do we have going on? Okay, top of mind for me. So if you haven't read it, I wrote a piece today. There is another charcuterie cheese board business that has a kitchen in the Jefferson building. The business is called Charcuter Me.
Ah, it's a pun.
So it is a pun. And she makes beautiful, beautiful little cheese boards. Like she's got a little baby Yoda cheese board for one person.
Aw.
Party like a rock star boards for a lot of people. So cheeses and all the little condiments and fruits and nuts and things. So that's cool. Go back, read that. Get yourself a charcuterie board from Charcuter Me. I don't know. I'm also going to share some info later this week. Tomorrow, we have a new podcast coming out in which we interview Nat Devour from Draft and Vessel.
Great conversation.
Nat is such a great, thoughtful guy, and he's going to talk about being a bar owner during COVID-19. And bar owners have gotten a lot of slack, bars in general, for being like havens for COVID-19. And so we talked to him about that and the efforts for making bars safe. And he has a really, really kind, very community-centric perspective on running a bar, what bars should do. So if you want that thoughtful dialogue, I would listen to that. And then coming up later this week, I have a preview of kind of what you can expect because Drexel is putting a location in Tosa.
Ooh.
So, and the plans for are bigger than the Shorewood Draft and Vessel, but equally as cozy and really, really cool. Like, I can't wait to share that. So,
well, I can't wait to see it. That's outstanding, Lori. Can't wait. Well, and also, you and me are going to do another one of these food taste test videos because I don't know if people know, but there is a Cheetos Mac and Cheese that it now exists. So obviously, I have to try that because I have to try every bad product idea in the world.
And now that we have a better standard for mac and cheese that we taste,
now that we know where a bar is set, yeah.
Okay, there we go. We can taste the probably ungodly red colored.
I imagine it would be crayon colored, yeah.
Cheese.
Yeah.
I'm interested in this because I am a fan of Cheetos.
Okay.
Puffs
or the regular?
What?
Do you like regular Cheetos or the puffs?
The regular ones.
Boo, puffs.
I'm not a huge fan of the puffs. You're paying for a whole bunch of air. I want a little fried crispy nugget.
Cheesy air, Lori. I'm paying for cheesy air.
They get stale the minute you open the bag.
No, well, they're kind of good when they're stale. The cheese gets a little bit greasier.
Yeah.
You're all wrong, and I'm right.
If you're going to make me eat puffed, airy cheese, I'll just buy cheese balls.
Yeah, those are fine, too.
But I would prefer an actual Cheeto.
I just might like junk food, yeah.
A puffed piece of... Yeah, because to me it tastes like styrofoam with cheese on it.
I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Totally things are wrong with that. You know those biodegradable pieces of packing material that you can get in boxes that if you throw it in the sink and pour water over it, it just goes away?
Yeah.
That's what a puffed cheese snack is.
I don't understand what part of that sentence sounded bad. I'm confused.
You're just, yeah. Well, sorry.
I'm a monster. Thank you, Lori, for taste testing this food with me. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
For taste testing this food. And thank you to Cream City Cluckery for making really, really good chicken tenders that made my lunch so much better than it normally would be.
Get thee to the Cluckery for fried chicken and fish fry and tasty sauces and biscuits and macaroni and cheese and Ooey Gooey butter cake.
Well, thank you everyone who's watched. Thank you everyone who will watch in the future. And thank you, Lori, and thank you everybody. Cheers. Be well. You're 2/5 the way through the week.